Final action of the weekend at Pembrey in Wales in the penultimate round of the Kumo Tyres MSA British Rallycross Championship, and the clouds starting to lift and the circuit certainly a lot drier for the supercars than during their A final as they come to the grid for the super final, led of course by GB1 Ollie O'Donovan. Alongside him is Kevin Proctor in his Ford Focus, and on the outside of the front row, Pat Duran. Well, they finished 1, 2, 3 in the Supercar A final, 4th and 5th, therefore on row 2, Steve Hill and Lawrence Gibson in the Mitsubishi and the estimable Metro. And as we get ready for the action, they of course are joined by a host of winners from the other A finals. Jamie Bird on the middle of the third row of the grid, away they go. And a good launch from the middle by Proctor, but electrifying getaway from Pat Duran, and Gibson gets into the back of him as O'Donovan and Proctor make contact as well. So Steve Hill suddenly in contention. Proctor not registered for the championship, and that means Steve Hill is the leading championship runner, and he's up to 2nd place. Pat Duran in 3rd. And who else made it through? Well, Gibson is there, but Ollie O'Donovan is not. The GB1 plate is not there. The champion has not made it out of the first corner, certainly not competitively, and Duran's off as well, speared off left. Now, is that a breakage after that impact, or was that just a driving error? Well, whatever, Kevin Proctor leading it at the moment. Steve Hill chasing him at the end of lap 1, and Hill's having a look. Oh, and Proctor really shut the door pretty firmly there. Hill had to take real avoiding action, and he is desperate to win this one, Steve Hill. Kevin Proctor, of course, doesn't have to give way to him. Oh, and Hill out of control as well. Oh, and this is going to be painful, right into the barriers at almost undiminished speed. And that's really knocked the wind out of Steve Hill's sails. You saw from the gear shift quadrant, he was in top gear. So, Ollie O'Donovan is out, Steve Hill is out, Pat Duran, not sure, and Lawrence Gibson, red flags out. Well, that's not a surprise with that impact for Steve Hill. Lawrence Gibson's car looking very second-hand at the front, but is that only cosmetic? I think it may be. Well, now this hands him a real chance, doesn't it? Everybody's thoughts, though, must be with Steve Hill. That was a very big impact. Right on board with Steve Hill now. This is out of the first corner. 3rd, 4th, 5th gear. Drifting out wide. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's not coming back, and it's not slowing down. All right, he lost a little bit of speed, but that was still a 5th gear shunt, and that really knocked the wind out of his sails. Look again, drifts out wide, tank slaps its way out of his control. If it had been bone dry, he would have stood a chance, but a heavy impact on the driver's door side, really knocking the wind out of his sails. And Ollie O'Donovan, after that first corner for Farrago, with 2 punctured left tyres and a broken rim. Now then, did the first part of the final start at all, or are they going to run it on aggregate? Well, let's have a look at what happened. O'Donovan on the left-hand side, Gibson coming through fast from behind. Hill, little contact with O'Donovan, and I think even at the first corner, perhaps, Ollie O'Donovan's wheel rim was broken after that contact with Steve Hill. I think that's what put him out in the first corner. Lawrence Gibson also making contact there. So the question is, are they going to start the whole thing again? Or is it going to be on aggregate?
Tony, I want to put in a protest. I can start on the protest, Tony, just my phone.
No, you can't start under protest. Your car is unsafe.
I'm going 2 front wheels.
Your car is unsafe according to the scrutineers. I have no choice.
I've done 2 laps with the car as is.
I have no choice.
Well, you are wrong on that one, Tony.
Put your seat down if you want to speak to the steward. It went in hard, though.
So, as the others confer, it seems that Ollie O'Donovan is not going to be allowed to either start as his car is or fit new tyres, because the first part of the super final, the first complete lap, will count. So Ollie O'Donovan will not restart, nor will Pat Duran, nor clearly will the very winded Steve Hill. So that gives Lawrence Gibson in the 6R4 a gilt-edged opportunity to stamp his mark on the British Championship battle with 1 round remaining. As they get away for the second part, Kevin Proctor still leads, Gibson in second, and right behind him, Andy Grant in the escort. So Lawrence Gibson now absolutely must finish this, and he must finish it strongly. If he has to lose a place, rather than going off, he'll lose a place, but this has to be capitalised on. Lawrence Gibson here has the opportunity perhaps to put himself in the driving seat for Mondello's championship decider, and that couldn't have been foreseen 20 minutes earlier. So Kevin Proctor leading, and you see what it's done to Gibson. He is worrying him like a dog with a bone. Still full chat, full commitment, and as the track dries, he's looking to take this one by the scruff of the neck. I think Proctor's just got a little too much for him, perhaps. But of course, Proctor not scoring British Championship points. So Gibson romping away from Andy Grant. There is Proctor, Gibson in second, Grant in third. And right behind, James Bird in fourth, Michael Coyne, fifth position. What a weekend he's having in the little Vauxhall Nova. Novas may be elderly, but like the 205s, they're really well sorted, can still produce the goods. He's all over the back of Bird's Renault V6. Clio not at its best in the tight and twisty stuff. Coyne's little Nova is really worrying the more powerful, much more modern machine. James Bird's fourth place at the moment might be under threat. Kevin Proctor continuing to pull away from Lawrence Gibson first and second. As Bird has his mirrors full of Nova, Michael Coyne making a challenge. So Coyne all over the back of him. And right behind is Desi Tierney as well in his Opel Tigra. Lawrence Gibson in second spot. Well, he's effectively lost touch with Kevin Proctor, close enough to see what the leader's doing and take advantage of a big mistake. And any minor errors by Proctor are going to go unpunished, at least by Gibson. Gibson, that throaty V6 roaring away, really concentrating now 100% on himself, his car, and on this Pembrey course. Because it doesn't matter what the leader does, Gibson's still flat chat. And as for Bird, our newly crowned super modified champion, Swindon Racing V6 in the tail of the car, just about keeping him in front of Coyne, but only just. Coyne really pushing hard. Little Nova in classic front-wheel drive attack attitude. But what a turn up for the books for Lawrence Gibson. Kevin Proctor pulling away in front in the focus for the Metro 6R4, and Lawrence Gibson, life in the old dog yet. And I won't be drawn on whether I mean the car or the driver. He said that he was happy to continue as long as he is fit, as long as they are fit. Now, does that mean him and the car or him and the team? Him and the car, I think. They have become inseparable over the seasons. And it would be a remarkable turn-up if he was to end up crowned champion in Mondello Park. Kevin Proctor, the winner of the super final at Pembrey, but tellingly, Lawrence Gibson in second place with Andy Grant third. James Bird coming to the line in fourth position, managed to shake off the persistent Michael Coyne on the final lap. Coyne finishing fifth ahead of compatriot Desi Tierney, with Godfrey Lynch seventh and eighth.